Oh my God. Hey y'all. It's your girl Sia and I'm back with another video. Y'all, it's crazy because you guys can really I think my music hold on y'all. Let me take me off the Bluetooth real quick. Enjoy our great. Sorry y'all. It was just that the music was playing in the background and I didn't want to put myself in a position where I could be, striked for copyright or something crazy like that. Anywho, I wanted to talk about how a person can increase their value. And what I'm going to share with you, is there really a break in this? Sorry, y'all. I'm at a light and it looks like there's an opening. Wait. All right. Never mind. I learned during rush hour, people do not care. They just want to get home, and you better slow your ass down. Come the fuck on. Hold on, y'all. I'm looking at every driver in their motherfucking eyes. You better not hit my fucking car. Turn it. They really be looking too. I noticed it works. Okay. When drivers know you watching them, they behave a little bit better. And thank God I haven't come across nobody just driving all super wild. So that's cool. But anywho, I wanted to talk about the increase in your value, right? And your self-worth, because I seen an individual ask the question. And it was a man, it was a black man, believe it or not, which was very interesting. Like, let me tell you guys something. I wanted to have the conversation with him, right, on how to do it. But there were so many people in the comments, like giving him quote unquote advice and what they think is best. And at some point, man, let me tell you guys, I had to acknowledge that I'm not really trying to give game to everybody like that, and I damn sure ain't trying to be talking to folks who all they're going to do is uh I don't want to be talking to anybody that's just going to argue with me and really waste my time anyway. I don't like giving advice to people who don't use it. Does that make sense? And until I see the individual and their mindset, right, I'm not going, I've learned very young that not everything is for everybody, right? Sometimes you got to understand that what you have to offer and what you have to share, and this is what I learned, right? It's worth something, right? Meaning that if I'm going to give you some real advice that can change your life, there better be a reason, like there better be either implementation or payment. You know what I mean? And I've learned, like, people do things, they ask questions, but they really move when they're ready to move. And I'm not a teacher, right? That's not my job, right? What I do on this channel, I'm not teaching you guys anything. I'm sharing what I know from my everyday experiences with you guys. The lessons that I've had to learn and to overcome. What you do with it is what thou will. Like, that's on you. That is your choice and your prerogative. So I'm saying all this to say I'm willing to share the information right now. And understand that there's no real one size fits all scenario, meaning that the reason why what you should be doing from some of the things that I'm talking about in the videos to continue is picking out the nuts and the bolts of it, things that can work for you. The rest of it, leave it on the table. Why not? If it don't work for you and it don't apply, let it fly, right? That's what we used to say back in the day. So if you know that what I'm saying to you does not apply to you, leave it on the table for somebody else to pick up what I'm laying down. Now, when we're talking about value, value is, let me be very clear about value, right? Value looks different to different people. And there are different levels or aspects of being valued. And I'm going to tell you guys something. Your education and your self-worth and your value, all those go hand in hand. It's very interesting how we're taught, especially those in the poor communities and in poverty, right? We are taught that education, college is not the way to go, right? Well, I don't know that we're taught. I think that we get programmed over time to believe that, well, you don't have to go to college to make it. You ain't never noticed people who say that, okay? Actually, I take that back. But people who say that are usually not where I want to be. But then again, some people who say that are. You know what I mean? I guess it really depends on their mindset. I will tell you this, anybody who is where I want to be that has told me that makes more money than me. Hands down. Not even a question. And not only do they make more money than me, right? They don't just make more money than me. Okay, that's another thing. Don't go. I saw you turn on your blinker. What, you scared? Okay. Yes, I'm gonna go. Oh no, this is gonna take me. Oh, come on, fucking. Oh, fuck, I'll just jump on the highway. This car wouldn't drive. Get the fuck off. I thought I was tripping. I was like, wait, I know there's another lane, and these cars are driving mad slow, bro. I'm not getting it. And now we're not going. What the fuck? What is going on? Am I crazy? Like, I'm on a highway. You guys go. Sorry, it's not traffic like that, but it is. I don't know what the hell's going on tonight. It's Thursday. I'm like, what? These folks should be at home. Or it's a lot of drivers that don't know how to fucking drive. I don't know. It's driving me nuts. Okay. But anywho, and it could just be that it's traffic and rush hour and stuff. But god dang. Anywho, there are many different aspects of value. There's the value that you feel like you think you are worth, like you're valuable. You know that you were created because you are a human, and so therefore, because you're a human, you're somehow very, very valuable, right? This is the story we tell ourselves. The other aspect of value is your economic value, right? Your human capital, right? What you can contribute to society, not just you, right? All of these different, and then it's what you're valued as in terms of your friendships and your relationships and how everybody else views you, right? Value looks different for different people. However, I think we have gotten to a point where we like to add our own definition of words and we like to change meaning of words, and we manipulate certain definitions to fit our situation, to say that we are, right? We say that we are valuable, but you could contribute absolutely nothing to society, right? So to where one person says, well, I'm valuable because I'm here and God, allowed me to be here. To another person, it's like you have no value. You should not be here, right? Then you're dealing with relationships, right? How do men value women, and do women value men, right? In terms of a relationship. in terms of our value, right? And not just relationships, right? How people see you, right? Because that very much plays a part into that level of value, right? When we're talking about ships, and I say ships so people don't get confused. Relationships can be friendships, family ships, whatever. Okay, when it's dealing with another person and there's another person involved, that is a relationship, irregardless of the activity, right, going on, or connection, right? That Volvo is real nice. That Volvo looks like my car. Oh, that's nice. And you know it's way better than my car because it's a Volvo. Oh, that's a nice Volvo. And it's fast. Oh, people have changed my thought process now because that one looks almost damn near like an Audi. That's nice. That's the first Volvo I've seen, in my opinion, that don't. I'm going anyway. Don't know what to tell y'all. Like an old woman enough. Well, I say old woman, y'all. My bad. I meant old person's car. Because some of these Volvos, they're clean. I mean, some of them are really clean though. But I've been debating it. I want an Audi. That's what I know. But then again, everybody's like, well, you should go get you this car. So I'm going to test drive a couple cars when by the time I'm ready to trade her in. That's for dang sure. Because it would be cool if I could get the CC. Just because that's my name. There are different aspects of value when we're talking about a human, okay? And I'm not talking about what you value. Those are two different conversations right now. Okay. So understand that I'm using the word, and I say this because people are they don't understand the English language. Okay. For whatever reason. So understanding that and understanding that there are different ways, aspects of value, your relationships, your career or education or whatever, and really not the career. I would say more your education and your continued education. The career is just a byproduct of that, right? But your education, your continued education, and then then that car hung back. How you gonna run through a red light and then get mad at the person honking at you because you're the one? See, this is what I don't be getting about drivers. Nobody wants to ever take accountability, but you see it every day. I had a driver speeding, right? And I was pulling into a little alley kind of deal. And the car was speeding. And it had the nerve to honk at me. It's going way too fast. So if it would have hit my car, they definitely would have been in the wrong. How you gonna honk at me? And a part of me was like, well, maybe they were warning me. But my thing is, why not just hit your brakes and slow the fuck down? Because what I'm not gonna do is hurry my ass across nobody's alley, right? When I've got to go through, like my car sits so low to the ground, I've got to be gentle with that shit. I'm not trying to have my car all fucked up. You can hit my car, you're gonna pay for it, and my shit ain't that cheap. So, and the dude had the nerve to blare. I mean, really, if I wasn't aware of the road and the dynamics of the road, dude, probably, I'm not gonna race you. If you want to go ahead. I'm not gonna race you. Okay, letting you know I'm not racing you. I hate when drivers. All right, he ain't tried to get over yet. Okay. There you go. I knew it was coming. You going so damn fast. There's no way you wasn't gonna try to get in front of me. And he was waiting for me to go, but damn, it's so much traffic. I am not trying to go. Oh, it's a Broncos something. Or something. I don't know. It's a hell of a lot more traffic. Like there's an event going on. That's what it looks like. But maybe it is rush hour. But I leave at 5 every day, y'all, and it ain't this many people on the road. It's people, but not this many. Huh. There's something going on in town. That's what it is. At least we ain't bumper to bumper traffic. I appreciate that much. Oh, but yeah, if I wasn't paying attention to what, because I barely, what is the word for me? I'm a defensive driver. Is that what it's called? I'm a driver that I drive in such a way where if I want to go fast, I'm going to go fast. But for the most part, I'm going to move out your way before you hit me. You know what I mean? I'm going to see it coming a mile away. So, but in that instance, because I was trying to focus on getting over the hump of the curb or whatever, and I was trying to go slow, dude, like I said, he was honking. I didn't see the dude coming. He was fast. And sure enough, he comes up and he honks and he blares his horn. And in my mind, because there were no other cars behind me but that car, but it came out of nowhere. And in my mind, I don't know, every time I go over that bump, y'all, I close my eyes. That dude did all that just to get behind. Dang. I'm like, there is no way I would have did all of that just to be stuck in the way back of the line. Oh, people are crazy. Sorry. But I didn't see the guy. He came up running on me, y'all, and he blares his horn. The average person would have got scared because I actually got scared. I didn't know what the fuck it was because I had already checked my perimeters and I was, going over the curb. Next thing you know, I got this loud ass horn coming and this car blazing past me, right? And if I didn't think, because at the same time he was honking his horn, I had just barely got over that hump. And I was thinking to myself, yo, if I was to really get scared, I did get scared, but I didn't tense up. I hurried up and went. The average person would have got scared. You know what I mean? Like you would have got, it throws you off. You're not expecting it. And if I didn't move in that instant, I swear to God, the moment I got over the curb, the guy flew right past me. I said, that's some shit. So I don't know if it was a warning, but in my mind, I'm that bold where I'm like, you need to slow the fuck down. Because I know I'm not doing anything wrong. I ain't that slow. If there ain't no other cars behind me and you come speeding out of nowhere, that's on you. You hit my car. That is your decision. Not mine. It's one thing when, there's traffic and you're slow as hell and you're holding up traffic. That's one thing. So these drivers be driving crazy. As I'd rather sit in the traffic just to avoid all the crazy. Look, he can't even stay in one lane. He lane hopping. I love fucking with drivers like that because my car is fast. So I'll let them think I got some average Kia, right? And I see them behind me trying to hop lanes. That's why that dude flipped me off. Because my ass will slow all the way down and then I will speed up just so you can never get ahead of me. And I will stay parallel with the car right beside me. For real. I'm a jerk on the road because these drivers are crazy. And I don't mind a challenge to race. But what you not finna do is be a shitty ass car and you think your car finna do better than no. Mm-mm. So I'm low key, I guess maybe a little bit aggressive, but I'm aggressive at the right time. Let's put it that way. I ain't aggressive to where I'm going to get myself in an accident, Fingers, I'm knocking on wood. I actually got wood grain. I'll be fine. But anywho, so I established that there's more than one aspect of value. I don't know what you would call them, but there is. Right? It's how you see yourself, how the world sees you, and then the economic nonsense or the intelligence aspect of things. And so when you begin to work on yourself, right? And I do apologize, you guys. I tend to do these videos when I have time. So like when I'm driving, things like that. So you guys are just gonna have to roll with me, right? Get through the live, you'll have some tools in your toolbox, I promise. But these aspects, the number one thing that we should be understanding is that your human capital, right? Your education, your intelligence, your continued education increases your overall value to society. Okay? So where we're like, well, you don't have to go to college, to do certain things. You don't need a degree. Well, like I said, if you really look at the people that are doing well and that are not really hurting by inflation, and then you look at the people that are suffering and struggling and all that jazz, one common denominator that most of them have is an education. That's just the reality of it. I harped on getting a skill set, right? Investing in your skill set, increasing your skill set, right? Reading books, continued education. Like right now, y'all, I've been studying for my EA. This shit is so hard because it is really old school how they set up the tests. So I got like flashcards, all types of stuff. And I'm like, oh my God, I haven't had to do this since I was in elementary school. So that's how rigorous the testing is. So if you can imagine, the studying is just the same. So, and it's a lot of information, right? Oh, that Kia is nice. Which one is that? That actually, I never seen one like that. Unless that's the black trim and that's not the window. Because if that's the case, that's my car. I don't know. That might have been a Forte. That was nice in the dark. I wanted to see it in the light because all Kias look the same damn near. Or at least the Optima stuff. K5, it's all the same. They trying to make the Fortes to look like the K5 and the Optima a little more. The K5 has a little bit different of a style, but it's a copycat. It's literally a copycat. Now the K9, y'all, I be playing with all the buttons in my car. And that, y'all, I don't know. I get people don't like Korean cars, but the K9 is, you guys, I wish I lived in Korea because I would have me a K9. Okay? For real. Anywho, I is that another Kia? I'm like, all the Kias. Now that ain't a Kia. That is not a Kia. I was like, their rims is nice. I gotta get new rims, y'all. That's another thing. Or actually, my rims are clean. I just gotta get them refurbished. I got nice rims, but I might just get them refurbished. I think that's what I'm gonna have to do because they're all scuffed up and scratched up. So I'm about to get my car all the way decked out because if she lasts me, it might just be worth, I don't know. I want an Audi. That's what I say, but I just want it for the status. It's a little vain, but it's true. And it's a good quality car. And it's fast. And it's clean. But you guys, we've got to understand that when you start, and even if your skill set is not necessarily, for example, books, right, and book intelligence, but you may be creative in the art world or the digital art world or whatever, right? You may be a content creator. Even content creators, realistically, to be honest with you, they have to learn some of that shit. He ain't got mistake, my friend. I can't. That kind of driver will drive me nuts and I will be irritated the whole way. See, I get from behind drivers too if they don't drive the way I want them to drive. Because you ain't finna have me irritated my whole drive home. I will slow down. I will take different routes just to get away from a terrible ass driver. Real talk. I will take the long route. I do not like bad drivers, and I will stay, like, I will find a way away from you. Damn it. And my car drives fast. Like, she's a quick takeoff. So if you're slow, you're really about to drive me nuts. Because then that means my car I got to constantly hit my brake just to slow down because you slow. I'm an asshole. It's funny. I'm not really, but I do have a little bit of road rage. Maybe not rage. I don't like that word, but y'all get what I'm saying. But the skill set is important, and mastering, that's what it is. The 48 Laws of Power, if I'm not mistaken, that's the book where it tells you master your craft. That's what it is. When we talk about education, people think, oh, well, I gotta go to college. Yes, for most things, especially like technology, lawyers, right? Accounting, stuff that is going to make you some money, you want to go to school for, because that's the only way really you're going to be respected, unless you hustle, and you hire a team behind you, right? And the team is what's going to make you really thrive in terms of a business, but I digress. The education, the consistent studying, that is what builds your income. And the reason why that is so important to your value and your self value and your self worth, or your value of self, right? And your self worth, the reason why that's so important is because as you begin to get good at something, what happens? What happens when you are good at something? Y'all don't understand. The education is not just to torture you and fill your brain up with a whole bunch of, colonial nonsense. No, it's about ensuring, it's really about, especially as you get older, it's about mastering your craft. So whatever it is that you set out to do, whatever makes you happy in terms of adding something of value, not rapping, not modeling, like that shit is dead at this point, in my personal opinion. It's outdone, right? You want to be a scientist, well, that's something worth going to school for, because some of the great scientists in the world have degrees. Well, all of them, pretty much. But guaranteed, their degree pays for their student loans, right? So if that's the argument why you don't want to go to school, that's honestly, some debt is actually pretty good debt if you understand how to utilize it, right? And that's an investment. School is an investment in yourself and in your well-being and in your character and who it is that you want to be. But understand, education applies to any craft in which you say you're good at. So if you say that you're good at playing ball, then I would assume that you would be gaining the knowledge and the education to be able to go out and play ball. I'm just saying that from example. And there's many ways to do that too, is there not? You can go out and play, right? You can study the game, right? There's so many ways to learn or to be better, be good, or whatever. Master your craft. So as you begin to master your craft, people begin to notice. You hear me? People will begin to notice. Oh, fuck no, that I'm not staying behind you. Then we finna get over here, my friend. Yep, I'm not staying behind you. My car is faster. Anywho, but that's the truth. Like, the more you begin to work on yourself, the more you begin to do inner work with yourself, because all of that is still mastering your craft, right? the more that you do these things, the more people will notice, the more the world will value you. That's where that net worth comes from, right? We were just talking about that today. Your net worth, right? And it's not the status really that's the confidence. I feel like that's a false confidence a little bit. But I think it's the overall achievement and the accomplishment of these things. So when you set out to say, okay, I'm gonna go get my certification as an electrician or whatever, the moment you get that certification, you're gonna feel really good about yourself because you did it. No, what the fuck are on? Okay. Like I know everything. My lights will tell me if something's wrong with my car. Maybe it wasn't them. Um, but yeah, when you start to accomplish things and you see yourself, you know what's the beauty of goals? And I didn't know this until I actually started implementing this. But the beauty of goals is awesome because um, when you're creating goals for yourself, right? You don't just say, "Oh, I want to, put a down payment. I want to buy a house." You don't just say that, right? You've got to learn how to create the smaller goals so that you can get the bigger goal, right? So usually when I write my goals down, I'll do smaller goals to support my bigger basically they're the steps I need to take to get to where I want to be. Does that make sense? So if I say I want to buy a house, okay, cool. What are the steps that I need to take to buy a house? Do I need to take the first time home buyer class? Yes. Okay. If so, you know, I need to get set up for that. You know, do I need to start looking for a house? Yes. So that's one of my goals. When do I expect to find the house that I'm looking for? What areas am I looking for? Right? All of these things you got to break down. And the cool thing about writing things down and being able to cross them off your list is the fact that it is a confidence booster. Oh, they were honking at that driver. That driver's really driving with like no lights. Oh, that's crazy. I didn't even see the car there. It's black too. Ooh, that's dangerous. Now I see why they were honking. I don't know if the car got lights or anything. I'll be patient. Sit behind you and be patient today. Why not? So understand that as you cross off these goals, you're going to start feeling proud of yourself. And then you're going to start seeing, right, just how much you are capable of, right? And the more that you see things being crossed off your list, the more addicting it becomes because you start to see where you're going. All of this plays together. So as your confidence increases, so does your value of self. You see how that works? When you master your craft and you're good at something, that increases your confidence and your value of self. And as your value of self begins to increase, and I'm really speaking to those who are grown and have not found that yet, or teenagers who feel lost, right? These are the folks that I'm talking to. Yeah, see, their lights are still off. That's crazy. I mean, I've done that before, but that's a black car. Can't see it. I can only see the turning signal. That's nuts. It's dark as heck outside. But anywho, so understand, you guys, that building your self value is possible. And that self value, because let me say, when they say if you love yourself, other people will love you, it's true. I don't know. I don't know if that's what they say. But basically, you got to love yourself first and foremost before you can expect that from somebody else or whatever. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. There's a saying now I just said the other day. I can't say today. Y'all know what I mean. You got to learn to love you. You know what I mean? First, you have to value you first. Because I'm going to tell you now, it wasn't until this is why my theme for 2022 or 23 was money, power, and respect. And 22, because as I began to accomplish my goals, right, I noticed that I kept rising, right? And I began to carry myself a different way. Like I can literally, and it's crazy because this was never me before, but I can literally walk into an establishment. Thank God they were all stopped. That makes it easy for me. I can walk into an establishment, right? And at any time I can walk into an establishment, okay? And I can walk with my head held high. That wasn't something I was able to do before. And because of that, I'm truly grateful. So understand that all three really tie in together. They really, really do. Okay. Um, and your education, not really just your education, but your mastering of your craft, you know, mastering of your relationships, right? Learning yourself and learning how to tend to yourself and fill the needs that you have, realizing that you're capable because you've done it and you can see it. You've got proof, right? Even if it starts with the littlest step, you still have proof. That is how you're going to increase your value. That is how you're going to increase how you or change the narrative, and everything else, as long as you don't self-sabotage, everything else will fall into play. Right? So meaning that people will begin to respect you. They will see you differently, right? Sorry, y'all. I just got to my little parking. Is he good? Okay. I just want to make sure. I don't want to get out, though. I want him to get out. Does he want to get out? I'm like, come on, guy. Come on. Unless it's going to take him longer. Yeah, don't worry about it. There you go. Like, I'm patient because my ass will take forever. But sorry, y'all. That is how you work through your patience and everything. There we go. He knew exactly what I was doing. 'Cause otherwise, he'll be sitting there waiting. And I don't mind a man waiting on me. It's just, you're going to be sitting there waiting until my car is lined up perfectly the way that I want it. So, I think I'm going to leave out one last time. All right, cool. So yeah, y'all, that's all I really got to say about it. It's not that hard, but it is hard to a lot of people because it requires a level of self-work that people just aren't willing to do, you know? So that's all I got to say on the matter. I'm going to get inside, but I wish y'all a great evening. With that being said, y'all, I'm out. Peace.